Mike Rizzitiello, College Place City Administrator, here with your September 2023 City Update. First of all, we're getting near the end of summer, so school's back in session, so please watch for traffic and such and pedestrians. City facilities will be closed Labor Day, September 4th. Police and fire will operate on normal schedules. They'll reopen the 5th, 8 a.m. Farmers Market continues through September, the end of September 28th, and they'll be at Lions Park, 801 Southeast Larch, and they'll be through the end of September there. And then next year, while the Lions Park project is going on, it'll be relocated to Kiwanis Park. So this year, we're actually putting in electrical. So that way the infrastructure is prepared to host it over there next summer. Then also sign-ups for vendors for Fall Festival, that is starting now. So if you want to participate in that here at the municipal campus, please contact City Clerk's department to get a booth for that event. Then coming up, there's several council meetings. So Tuesday, September 5th, there's a workshop, and nothing is voted on. It's just informational items. So there'll be a budget calendar, also Government Finance 101. So folks can essentially learn what all the funds are for and the various state rules around all of that. Then Emily Brown will be here with Blue Zones to talk about some policy requests. And then we'll also have some information about a transportation benefit district. One of those was legally created about 6 years ago, but there wasn't a funding mechanism ever established for it. And the thing I understand with our street network, only thing funding it is a declining gas tax. And the costs have more than doubled over the last 10 years. And we have pavement management report done. This says if we don't start upping our maintenance of the local roads, essentially the condition of it is going to start significantly deteriorating. So we're looking at options to bring in some additional revenue, fix up the roads, because you can get grants for the larger roads like College Avenue 12th, but the local ones like Birch, Elm, Cedar, those are not grant eligible. So there's a significant cost associated with it. In fact, the need right now for the maintenance just on the local roads is over $10 million. So it's a major need. And the longer we look the other way, the more the cost is going to balloon. So we really need to nip this in the bud. September 12th, at that council meeting, which will be at 7 p.m., there'll be discussion about basin disposal and just state of the system, also review of their proposed increase for rates next year, and then also state of the recycling system, and they'll be at 7 p.m. Then the 26th, we'll be going over fiscal year 2024 projected revenues, and then we'll also have an additional hearing over Martin Airfield. And just so we revisit that, about a month ago, we received a request from Tarragon and Mr. Corliss about annexing the lands around Martin Airfield into the city. Please note that property has actually been in the urban growth area of the city for over 2 decades. So this is merely annexing stuff that was in the city, urban growth area for decades. Because to get in the urban growth area, the county has to essentially grant permission for things even to be in the UGA. So it's been in there for a while. Other commission meetings, Park Board, they'll be meeting the last Friday of the month. Couple things they're going over is floor plan for proposed replacement community center at Lions Park. A lot of federal earmark and other grant revenue would go to pay for that. And then also some schematics regarding some proposed park improvements connecting Perseverance Park with Autumn Meadows Park over at 12th and Newgate. And then also putting some recreational amenities on some leftover property that's encumbered by a drainage swale at Whitman and Maple. So we can't sell that land off because there's an overflow swale for the well there. So this is really a factor of essentially making lemonade with the lemons you have, because regardless, we're stuck with that property due to the encumbrance of the swale. So that'll be a next park board meeting. Public Works, a lot of projects are going on. Never thought I'd say this, but well number 6 in Whitman and Maple, it's actually working finally. That project's been under development for over 6 years. So we have temporary variable frequency drive, which essentially turns on and off the well. That is now working, so it is part of our system. You may see some work at the old well number 2 site, which is in the alley between Dave and Elm. The soft start on that, which is a button used to essentially throttle the well on and off. It's an older well, so that's why it has a manual one. That has failed, so we're going to begin a new switch on that one. So if you see work back in that alley, that's why. Community Development Block Grant. We are constructing the new sidewalks on 6th between College and Davis, and 8th between College and Bade. So that includes new sidewalks, curb and gutter, and then at the intersection of 6th and Bade, some new water switches over there. So that's what's going on there. Southwest Majanier, we're wrapping up engineering on that. As we get into fall and winter, there's going to be essentially some right-of-way appraisals for little pieces of land we need for the improvements, and we hope to get that out to bid by next spring and start constructing sometime in 2024. We also got a grant from State Department of Transportation, their Ped and Bike program for the crosswalk at the post office. We let the engineer contract. We believe that'll be constructed spring of 2024. Also, we have grant agreement that'll be going forward next council meeting to do some work over at Veterans Park to include basketball, pickleball, and a restroom. We'll be engineering that this year, and then construction would be likely in 2025. We also have a grant from FEMA to do some work at the steel water tower. So we'll be doing some seismic improvements and then also repainting the elevated tank. So engineering on that will transpire between all throughout 2024, and then you'll be seeing a lot of seismic work and repainting, and it'll be the same color in 2025. Lions Park, and that's the project that never seems to end. That one, we were waiting for final approvals to get it out to bid. National Park Service is doing a final review. Then we'll have our final grant agreement in place and the green light to bid this thing. So I'm expecting we'll be able to get the bid out for this probably in October. And then award the bid in November sometime. So that way they have all of the winter, spring, and next summer to reconstruct Lions Park. So it's finally going somewhere. So that project is going. Also, Northeast Dampson, we have Transportation Improvement Board grant to rebuild that from Cargill up to Rose Street, including a rapid flashing beacon across Rose Street near where the bus stop is at. Construction on that will be summer 2024. In the same neighborhood, we're going to be doing some work on Rose toward the Walla border. So striping it to continue the 3 lanes we have in College Place, because Walla next year is doing a road diet to turn their portion into 3 lanes. So it'd be a little ridiculous to have 4 blocks, to have a 4-lane portion that goes for like 3 blocks. So it'll be nice and uniform. And then we're also going to work on making sure the bike lanes Walla puts in, that those transfer nicely into the multi-use path the city has starting over at Lambert. So a lot of stuff is going on. We're getting into a budget cycle for fiscal year 2024. There's a whole web page for that on cpwa.us. Keep tabs as the budget works its way through by going on that page, and you'll see the various iterations, and then also the 6-year capital, which is infrastructure, equipment, which is vehicles, and then IT, which is information technology plans. So go on that webpage to keep tabs on that. And with that, that is all updates we have. As we have additional ones, we'll film an additional video. Thank you.